Good morning, dear Dharma friends. We have sound, it would appear. Yay. Well, I am the living process that is pretty convinced it's Robert Beatty. There's somebody suit I pull on in the morning when I wake up is that of Robert Beatty. I am coming to you at this moment from the Portland Insight Meditation Community in Southeast Portland. I have the day with my grand dog, who will show up sometime during the meditation, and also two significant meetings this morning about the building project, starting around 8:30, I guess. So I'm here for those things, and to be in my lovely office. This is a broadcast of the Portland Insight Meditation Community, which is a thriving, amazing gathering of human beings around the lineage of Theravada Buddhism through Ruth Denison, U Ba Khin and Ruth Denison. And I have my lovely friend and colleague here, Jim Dalton, backup and support. Jimbo. And all of you, and I'm really glad to see you. You've become such familiar faces in the morning. Familiar dogs, pictures of dogs. I see you, James, not in the vehicle this morning. Lovely to see you. Well, okay. I have a poem. A little reading, more than a poem. It's from Charlotte Joko Beck. Intelligent practice. Oh, wait a minute. I want to record this. Yes. So from Charlotte Joko Beck. Intelligent practice always deals with just one thing. The fear at the base of human existence. The fear that I am not. And of course, I am not. But the last thing I want to know is that. I am impermanence in self in a rapidly changing human form that appears solid. I fear to see what I am, an ever-changing energy field. I don't want to be that. So good practice is about fear. Fear takes the form of constantly thinking, speculating, analyzing, fantasizing. With all that activity, we create a cloud cover to keep ourselves safe in make-believe practice. True practice is not safe. It's anything but safe. But we don't like that, so we obsess with our feverish efforts to achieve our version of the personal dream. Such obsessive practice is itself just another cloud between ourselves and reality. The only thing that matters is seeing with an impersonal searchlight, seeing things as they are. When the personal barrier drops away, why do we have to call it anything? We just live our lives. And when we die, we just die. No problem anywhere. I'm going to put that on the listserv right now. There, it's on the what's it called? Fear. It's on the PIMC email list. FRAR, no. There we go. How cool to get it done. So let us land. We gather around the warmth and the light of the Dharma. The warmth which comes to us from the refuge in Sangha and community. with our friends on the path. The light which comes from the clarity of consciousness, the capacity of knowing what's happening in the present moment. This moment is like this. And our practice reveals what actually exists. It reveals this ever-changing, flashing into being of experiences in the body and feeling and perception, in mental formations and in consciousness itself. There's really nothing complicated about this at all. All the complications are ways to stay busy. There are some strategic things we do. One is to come home to the body. The body is the slowest changing aspect of our being. But it too, in experience, is flashing into being and disappearing. But please come home now to the buttocks pressing against the cushion or the chair, the floor. Notice those regions of the body where there's clothing touching. Not a story about clothing, not pictures of clothing, but the sensations, touch. Notice the life in the face and the hands. And the quintessential indicator of life, the body that breathes. The actual sensations in the body of breathing in and breathing out. Each breath has a beginning. Why not be present for it? Each breath has an ending. Why not be present for that? And of course, there may well be thoughts, plans, memories, obsessions, worries. Let's not battle with them. Simply notice them as what they are. Clouds passing through a vast sky of consciousness. So there is an oscillation. Moments of being wide awake and present. And moments of disappearing into memories, plans, fantasies, desire and aversion. Waking up once again now. Coming home to the actual sensations in the body, of the body, breathing in and breathing out. Awareness winks into being. Very similar to awakening from sleep, but of a different order. The mind will be wandering, caught and identified with desire and aversion, with restlessness, agitation, worry, with sloth and torpor, dull, sleepiness, with doubt, lost in some complicated stories or mood. And then nothing changes except everything when there is awareness of it. Aware of the mind wandering, aware of worry, aware of racing mind, aware of sinking mind, aware of the life in the arms and hands. And so we create the conditions to facilitate, to make obvious the awakening that's going on. Moment by moment, breath by breath. Just this. There are in every culture stories and mythologies of going down into the darkness, going in under the mountain, going to the bottom of the sea. There are battles with strange creatures and dragons and sorceresses and sorcerers. Strange, inexplicable, sometimes seemingly overwhelming obstacles. These are stories of the journey inward, which we are on together. It takes a great deal of bravery and persistence and love and kindness and compassion, a little dash of madness, to dare to sit still, to sit and watch the show, to observe those aspects of our own being that in general we would rather avoid. The fear, the hatred, the jealousy, desires of many kinds. But we have this wonderful practice to do in community and on our own, in the context of the refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. We sit and practice being aware of the contact with the cushion, of the life in the hands, of breathing in and breathing out. I aspire to love and accept myself exactly as I am in this moment. Another way of saying this is, I aspire to accept reality. And this that I take to be myself in all of its variations. And when the hurting, the dukkha, the stress of being a human being becomes apparent, I aspire to hold myself in sweet, loving, gentle compassion. ever so kindly and patiently, we encounter the parts of ourselves which we have kept hidden away. Some of these are extraordinarily beautiful, well springs of kindness and compassion, patience, sympathetic delight, equanimity, patience, others not so delightful, greed and hatred, fear, jealousy, restlessness. And we both discover and cultivate that there's room for all of it. Each breath exists on its own terms. There's only one breath, this one. The rest is memory, fantasy, planning. And let us now incarnate fully as a body. Notice the feet and legs and pelvis, hands and fingers and arms and shoulders, the core of the body all the way from the pubic bone to the solar plexus to the chest, from the sacrum up the back, to the neck, the skull, the head. The whole body is alive, for now. And let us bring awareness into the sensations of the eyes, the actual fact of eyes as a structure, as tissues. And then noticing the intention in the mind of opening the eyes, and then letting that happen, making that happen in the usual way, with intention. And then maybe, let's pause there a moment and see these little postage stamps and its moments of recognition. Why not extend our love and compassion to each other, and each other as proxies for the world? proxies for the people of Eritrea, Xinjiang, Brooklyn, Brazil, daring to be present in this moment and to acknowledge our precious passing through. Breathing. The dog handoff went very well. He's asleep in his crate right now down here. Beautiful little dog. So I'm going to just point you to the chat. There's 4 announcements in there. One is a link to that beautiful video that I created at the beach. It's a sunset with a reading of the Buddha, with a voiceover of that, just for fun. It's beautiful. There's also 2 about Kendall Summers. One is about her Sunday nights that she does twice a month. And the other is that today's Friday, yeah. Tomorrow, she's doing a half-day retreat from 9 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon, which I highly recommend. And lastly, there's the link for the practice of dana to support PIMC financially, and to practice this beautiful gesture of letting go and sharing with the world. I'm going to do something new this morning. I'm finally coming to my senses. I had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and it suddenly made sense. To those of you on Facebook and YouTube, this is where I'm going to sign off with you. If you'd like to participate in the sharing and in a way, the more intimate aspects of our morning gathering, please go to Robert Beatty, BEATTY.com, and find the link and join us on Zoom. So for today, I wish you much equanimity and